Xavier Welch, 28 of Salisbury, North Carolina, has been arrested and charged with assault with a dangerous weapon.
Democrats who want to replace you, the American voters, with newly amnestied citizens.
A domestic terrorist murdered 10 black people at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York.
JFK was definitely murdered by CIA. You're taking it from someone who's got JFK on their arm. 9/11 was an inside job. People in our government were trying to keep us controlled. Reptilian aliens, the Epstein connection.
Who doesn't love a good conspiracy theory, am I right? Although most of the time they contain exaggerated nonsense in them, they are very entertaining. But believe it or not, most of the individuals that consume these conspiracies are not ready to take in conspiracy theory type of information. Whether the information is true or not does not matter. But let's break this down so you can see what I mean. Conspiracy: a secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful. Now, what does theory mean? A supposition or a system of ideas intended to explain, especially one based on general principles independent of the thing to be explained. Ideas. Fact: a thing that is known or proved to be true. So fact and theory don't have the same definition. So that must mean theories are not facts. They are ideas intended to explain. Well, let's see how these theories affect the audience that consumes them. And let's see if they know the difference between fact and theory. In the year of 2020, Trump stated,
"Because the only way we're going to lose this election is if the election is rigged." Remember that.
And as we all know, Trump was not elected in 2020. So basically he claimed that the elections were in fact rigged. And due to these claims that Trump made on the election of 2020, fast forward to January 6th of 2021. Around 10,000 followers of Trump arrive on Capitol grounds in Washington, D.C. Around 2,000 of those individuals make it inside the Capitol, rioting, fighting to defend the claims Trump made.
This is now effectively a riot.
1349 hours declaring it a riot.
5 people lost their lives, including 1 police officer. According to the Department of Justice, approximately 140 officers suffered injuries. Around 700 rioters were arrested, all because there were claims of the elections being rigged. This is from what I read in the internet, of course. I'm not saying the elections were or were not rigged. This is just research the internet showed me. You see, because of claims that people were not certain of from lack of evidence, real people lost their lives. Real people got hurt. Real damage was done to the Capitol building. Approximately $1.5 million in damages. Once again, I'm not choosing sides here, but I will say this. I don't feel this was much of Trump's fault because realistically, like anybody else, Trump can say whatever he wants. That doesn't mean people run and risk their lives for claims other people have made. Although from what research shows, Trump did suggest people protest, but he did not force them. People chose to take action. They weren't forced. But this is only one example. How about the 2016 Comet Ping Pong conspiracy? Do you guys remember that one? Apparently, people were posting speculations that this pizza place in Washington, D.C. called Comet Ping Pong was running a child trafficking ring out of their basement, working along political figures and other celebrities. A basement that the owner himself says the restaurant doesn't even have. First, protesters started showing up to the location, protesting, of course. Then, they started sending hardcore threats to the owner of this pizza place and his employees, to the point where the owner of the restaurant had to lock his Instagram account. But that's not it! Here's where it gets juicy. In December of 2016, a vigilante gunman showed up to the location. The gun that this gunman showed up with was an AR. He opened fire into a closet of the restaurant, trying to uncover the trafficking ring they were running out of the basement that they do not have. Do you see what can happen if only one person believes these conspiracies? That guy did not live around there. He drove hundreds of miles just to make that happen. Once again, all because he heard a few things were going on in that non-existent basement without solid evidence. And even then, this man was not any form of authority. There is not a reason why he should have stepped in to handle that situation. Do you guys know what age group consumes these theories the most? Well, both adults and teens consume these theories. But mostly teens. Teens from the age of 14 to 18 are the ones that mostly believe them. 14 to 18-year-olds The youngins, the people that are still not fully developed physically or mentally. The individuals that are rebels. The ones that think smoking is cool. The ones that think Mary Jane is not bad for you because it's a plant. And guess what? The generation with the most mental health issues is the same generation that consumes the most conspiracy theories. What a great combination. Bad mental health and conspiracy consumption to increase those thoughts and feelings of anxiety that make you feel even more depressed. That is the formula for severe paranoia. If you still don't see the consequences here, let me tell you. Let's look into the future of these individuals. I have come in contact with some of these people myself. You see, even if these people only watch for entertainment and don't actually believe the conspiracy they are listening to, it actually changes how they think. They start thinking they are all of a sudden a sort of investigator, like they're going to uncover this secret mystery. They think something that happened to them is a conspiracy that needs to be uncovered. Someone is all of a sudden trying to harm them is what they think. They will spend hours thinking and arguing about a certain event that happened to them, and they were somehow a victim of a predator of some sort. Eventually they start to believe these things. They start believing in the theories they made up in their head. And then they start to blame other people for their problems. And it does not matter if they have been friends with those people for a long time. Those friends could get blamed even if they have absolutely no idea what happened in the first place. The most simple event or the most simple mistake from others leads to days of overthinking for an anxious person. A person whose brain is not ready for the real world. A person who can't distinguish theories from facts, and entertainment from ignorant content creators to real, solid investigations by a group of trained professionals. Now, this doesn't mean most of the consumers will end up in this scenario. This is just a likely consequence for the individuals that consume these theories which their brain is not ready to digest. But then again, this does not mean that all conspiracies are fake. In fact, some very controversial theories that you would think are just plain ridiculous turned out to be true, although it's not very common. Take everything you hear as what it is. A theory and nothing more. 2 + 2 = 4 is a theory, a very researched theory that we all agree on. But in reality, once again, it's a theory, and any theory can be disproven. Don't believe everything you see or hear, including what I said in this video. But don't be so skeptical about simple things either. No need to overcomplicate things. The world is not out to get you. Everyone has their own problems to deal with. Stop being so anxious. This presentation by yours truly is just an observation and contains a theory of my own. At the end of the day, it's your life. I have no control over what you consume or what you do. You have a brain. You decide. Enjoy your conspiracy theories, everyone.